Well, if you ask an AI chatbot a question, it usually has an answer almost immediately. But how does it do with multi part problem solving, especially without human input throughout the process? Well, new research from a cybersecurity company now indicates AI models are getting better at that. Gabriel Bernadett-Shapiro worked on this project and he joins us now. He's a distinguished AI research scientist at SentinelOne. Gabriel, thanks for being here. This is fascinating to me. I know this is a very complicated project, but can you break this down in the layman's terms? Why is this important?
Absolutely, and thank you for having me on, Caitlin. What we're witnessing in cybersecurity and in the larger sense with technology is the application of these AI models to increasingly expert tasks. Whether that is uh, expert tasks in the case of elite cybersecurity knowledge, or any of the other domains that are being currently tested at the frontier. And in our own testing, we're finding that the models are increasing in capability so quickly that they're breaking our own benchmarks. We recently tested the latest model from OpenAI, and on this autonomous long horizon malware analysis. So that for your viewers,
Hmm.
this is a task that typically could take an expert up to 3 weeks to complete, and we watched the model crack it in about 8 hours.
Mm. And so, what's interesting is that we've heard some of these AI companies like Anthropic warn that these models can pose some cybersecurity risks. Um, Based on what you've seen in your research, what safety precautions do you think need to be in place here?
Yeah, this is a great question, and especially timely right now. Recently, there was a security incident where an OpenAI agent was being tested in an environment that was designed to keep it isolated. It found a vulnerability within that environment. It escalated its privileges. It reached the open internet, and it ended up compromising another company's systems, all while trying to complete a test that was being given. This isn't an AI agent that went rogue. It was an AI agent that was pursuing a narrowly defined objective, but one that was beyond the intention of its operators. And what this shows us is that today's best models can find and chain together multiple attack paths that their operators did not anticipate. For cybersecurity, what this means is that we really need to account for these new capabilities in speed, and this ability to extrapolate attack paths kind of beyond what a typical reasonable attacker might.
Gabriel, I want to talk to you a little bit about this new interview with The Economist that Elon Musk did. And this really stood out to me. It may not stand out to you, but it stood out to me as just kind of a person observing all of this. He said that AI will exceed the sum of human intelligence in about 5 years. That seems like nothing. And then he also says that humans won't even control AI in 10 years. I'm wondering if you share that assessment.
I think it's really easy to, as a technologist, look at what's happening in software and hardware development right now with AI and extrapolate that to be beyond, like, oh, well, we see the ground is changing underneath us for software development, therefore it must be changing everywhere. But the truth is that we don't know all of the capabilities that these models have, and that's exactly the reason why these evaluations and validation testing is so important to understand these emergent capabilities as they're appearing, to prepare for them, and to help others prepare for them.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, there's still so much to learn, and the way that people are engaging with the technology, they're learning a lot too. And we're also in a phase where there are a lot of lawsuits coming at these AI companies for the things that AI is doing. There's one lawsuit I wanted to mention in Florida. A former pastor is suing ChatGPT, and he alleges that the chatbot gave him bad medical advice that nearly killed him. He alleges that the chatbot took advantage of his spirituality and wrote, "God did not design your body to endlessly fail." I wonder what you make of that lawsuit and these kinds of things. I mean, just at face value, that seems pretty scary.
Yeah. The models are very good, and they want to respond in a way that is designed to help people interact with them more, right? So y- when taking their advice, it's really important to seek authoritative sources as well, especially
Mm.
if it's anything that could potentially cause harm to a person, or anything in the vein of like medical advice. And I would always caution people to just check an authoritative
Right.
source. And every model provider has warnings to that effect. However, these models are increasingly integrated into other systems people trust,
Mm.
systems where they might not even know which model they're interacting with. And I
Mm.
think the public needs to understand the extent to which to the extent to which AI has been integrated into the software that they use every day.
Yeah, that's something I think a lot of people don't realize, and this is all happening so fast. But to your point, there's responsibility kind of on all sides here as well, and including the humans that use the technology. Well, Gabriel, thank you very much for your analysis. We appreciate it.
Pleasure to be here.